The wealth of Jeff Bezos' family. Jeff Bezos, the reason why so many of us just shop while laying down in our beds. You may think someone as wealthy as him had an easy early life and wealthy parents to support his ambitions, but you would be so wrong. Even for those of us who know of his name, his life is still somewhat a mystery. But let's uncover his life and see who he really is. If you are new to the channel, then welcome to 1%. Here we will give you only facts, and right now, we'll talk about the wealth of Jeff Bezos and his family. His early life. Jeff Bezos was born in January 12, 1964 in Albuquerque. Wait, an old bald guy from Albuquerque? That sounds like the drug lord Heinsberg. Just kidding. As far as we know, he had a clean and peaceful life. He was an innovator from the beginning and studied electrical engineering and computer science. The part of his life that led him to his current fortune was actually a small step. In 1994, he opened a virtual bookstore in his garage called Amazon. It's the same Amazon that has grown so much since then. But it was his own hard work that made it happen. His parents were not so rich. In fact, he had a somewhat complicated childhood. Jeff was born to Ted Jorgensen and Jacqueline when she was only 17. They later had a divorce, and she met Michael Bezos, who is now the stepfather of Jeff Bezos. Jeff certainly had a rough childhood, but their relationship seems more healthy now, as they have shown the affection on many platforms. As rough relationships go, Jeff hasn't shared much about his relationship with Ted, possibly because they don't talk. Amazon. Enough about somebody's personal matters. Seriously, guys, let's explore how Amazon grew under Jeff's supervision. Back then, Amazon became a well-known e-commerce site. Why? Well, it was open 24 hours a day and was very user-friendly, something that others lacked. It also encouraged the users to post reviews and offer discounts in various ways. In the June of 1998, it began selling CDs and eventually videos. A year later, auctions were also added to the site, which helped them invest in other virtual stores. Amazon quickly encouraged other retailers and book chains to establish their online stores. While others battled for internet dollars, Jeff Bezos was hustling to diversify and offer an array of products and services, which he achieved by 2005. In 2006, they introduced Amazon Web Services, which is the biggest cloud computing service we have ever seen. Later on, they launched a handheld reading device called Kindle, which eventually sold more than physical books at a time. Just when you thought the company had reached the limit of its potential, Jeff showed that there is so much more that they can still do. So, in 2010, Amazon started making its own TV shows and movies in Amazon Studio division. These steps increased their sales from $510,000 in 1995 to $600 million in 1998, and then from $19.1 billion in 2008 to $233 billion in 2018. However, Jeff Bezos' reign ended as he stepped down as a CEO in February of 2021, but he is still an executive chairman, so his influence is still alive. And if you think that is all, think again, because he also founded Blue Origin in 2000 and bought the Washington Post in 2013. But if we talk about them, this video will be on ending. The wealth to his parents. For a fortune as big as that, how do you think it affected his family? Especially since they weren't so rich in the beginning. Well, it has changed the lives of his parents and children, and this is how. Jeff Bezos has a staggering $166 billion. And although he said his parents are not the reason for his wealth, you should know that his parents did support his ambitions a bit financially and more in other ways. In 1994, 60 meetings were held by Jeff and investors, which included family, friends, and investors. He wanted them to invest $50,000 each so he could raise $1 million. Talk about investments. But only 20 said yes. Among them were his parents. A year after Amazon was created, Mike and Jackie Bezos invested $245,573 in Amazon. They may have sold those shares along the way, but in today's wealth, it would be worth over $30 billion. So, they better hope they didn't sell them along the way. Mike and Jackie's stock is still unknown, but according to various public data available, we can assume that they are in the top 30 wealthiest people in the world. They started from the bottom similar to Jeff, but their belief in each other and smart investments have brought them this far. Jeff once even told them the risks and said there was 70% chance that they wouldn't see their investments again. In his words, "I want to come home at dinner for Thanksgiving, and I don't want you to be mad at me. Let's just hope Mike and Jackie didn't lose their money." The family has shown goodwill towards these investments, and as a matter of fact, in the time period 2001 to 2016, the couple donated 600,000 of their Amazon shares to Bezos Family Foundation, an education non-profit that they founded. According to Bloomberg, if they still own the remaining shares, it would be close to 16 million. The Bezos family has not commented on these assumptions, but the data is available for people to analyze. The wealth to his wife and children. Jeff Bezos met Mackenzie Scott in 1992 when she worked as his assistant at D.E. Shaw. After dating for around 3 months, they married and moved to Seattle. Things went fast, I guess. They have 4 children, 3 sons and a daughter who is adopted from China. Their divorce in 2019 left Jeff with 75% of the couple's Amazon stock, while Scott got 4% of Amazon shares and $5.6 billion. That's a hefty amount for the remainder of her life. The settlement instantly made her the richest woman in the world at that time. Despite the split, Mackenzie supported her ex-husband in many ways. Scott is now married to a high school chemistry teacher, Dan Jewett. I guess they had more chemistry between them. She is also well known for her charity work, as that's one of the ways she can spend such a big amount. Jeff likes privacy and has still managed to keep the lives of his children private, which is totally fair. And so far, we only know Preston Bezos, the eldest child. Preston Bezos is fond of traveling and Mexican food, 2 obsessions which are great for the son of some of the richest people. He is 22 years old and studying in Princeton University. Other than that, not much is known about him. But Jeff's kids are expected to receive $50 billion each, which can increase depending on his future wealth. To give you a perspective of how wealthy the Bezos clan is, back in 2017, the whole extended Bezos family took a trip to Rome in Jeff's private plane and enjoyed a vacation in a luxurious villa. After Jeff's divorce, he took his new girlfriend and her son to the white sandy beaches in St. Bart's Caribbean. Jeff has bought several properties, which are thought to be an investment for his children's inheritance. He even owns a property next to Ivanka Trump and the Obama's family, which he doesn't live in, as he spends most of his time in a luxurious Seattle residence. Talk about a flex. More about Bezos. After stepping down from his position of CEO, he has started putting attention on other endeavors, one of which is the space exploration company, Blue Origin. Aside from his excellent hard work in Amazon and a very inspiring story, he sets an example due to the charity work him and his family have done. His wealth is for everyone to see, but the parts of his life and children that need to be private are private. We don't see him boasting too much, and his role as a good father, brother, and son according to his family shows his personal side. Not only that, but Jeff also holds interest in over-the-top ideas, like his investment in the mechanical 10,000-year clock on the ground. According to him, it is a symbol for long-term thinking. He has also pledged $10 billion to fight climate change, saying, "Earth is the one thing we all have in common. Let's protect it together." He may not be the richest person in the world, but he is certainly one of them. You can check more about the top 10 richest people in the history on our previous video. In the meantime, leave us a like and click that notification bell on. Let us know what you learned from this video in the comment section below.